chosen one tries to break you, to silence your voice, and to undermine your purpose. You may have felt the weight of betrayal, the sting of envy, and the pressure of countless schemes against you. But what they didn't know is that your victory was already written by Allah long before they even began plotting. Every obstacle, every attack, every whisper meant to destroy you was actually a step in your divine elevation, a part of the plan to shape you into the unstoppable, divinely protected force you are today. And in this video, we will uncover 5 powerful lessons that reveal why no human effort can overturn what Allah has destined for His chosen ones. Why your patience is your weapon, your mercy is your strength, and your survival is already a sign of triumph before the world even notices. Chosen one, understand this truth deeply. Your silence has never been weakness, and your restraint has never been a sign of fear, but a divine strategy placed within your soul by Allah Himself. While the world judged your quietness as submission, Allah knew it as strength, for He tests His chosen servants not only with trials, but with the patience to respond when the time is perfect. And the Quran reminds us that those who trust in Allah will find that He is sufficient for them, shielding them in ways no one else can comprehend. And your silence, your calm, your decision to not react to gossip, betrayal, or manipulation has been a weapon far more powerful than words could ever convey. Because when they expected you to falter, to lash out, or to give them the satisfaction of seeing you broken, you stood still, rooted in faith, unshaken by their plots. And in doing so, every attack they launched ricocheted back upon their own intentions, revealing the darkness of their hearts and the futility of their schemes. For Allah teaches us through His prophets, peace be upon him, that patience is not passive, but an active form of power, a quiet mastery over the ego and over the chaos of the world. And in your silence, you were building a fortress of protection, a spiritual armor no one could penetrate, demonstrating to the universe that the chosen cannot be defeated by mere words, accusations, or the envy of others, because the strength that flows through you comes directly from the Most High, who knows the battles fought in secret, the tears shed in private, and the faith upheld when no one was watching. And this silent strength has not only preserved you, but has turned every act meant to harm you into evidence of Allah's protection, a reminder that the ones who rely on Him are never truly vulnerable, and that the quiet patience of the chosen one is not a sign of weakness, but the manifestation of divine power, a light that cannot be extinguished, and a testament to the truth that your ultimate victory is already secured, even when the world misunderstands your stillness. Chosen one, know this clearly. Every trial, every betrayal, every whisper meant to harm you was never truly aimed at your destruction, because Allah, in His infinite wisdom and mercy, was shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for a destiny far greater than the limited vision of those who sought to break you. While they assumed their schemes would weaken your spirit, Allah was using each moment of hardship as a divine workshop, refining your heart, polishing your character, and strengthening the faith that flows through your soul. For the Quran reminds us, do not think of those who are killed in the way of Allah as dead. Rather, they are alive with their Lord, receiving provision. Surah Al-Imran 3:169. And though this verse speaks of the ultimate sacrifice, its wisdom extends to every trial faced by the chosen, for nothing that comes your way is wasted, nothing that shakes you is meaningless, and every moment that seemed like an attack was actually a blessing in disguise. They wanted to see you stumble, to see your light dim, to watch you falter under pressure. But Allah was strengthening the very foundation of your faith, deepening your reliance upon Him, and embedding within you a resilience so profound that no human effort could ever undo it. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught that the believer is tested according to the depth of their iman, and the greater the challenge, the higher the elevation in the eyes of Allah, which means that the very moments designed to destroy you became the crucible in which your soul was forged into purity, patience, and divine strength, transforming every hardship into a stepping stone, every plot into a lesson, and every enemy into an unwitting participant in the architecture of your success. So understand this: what they intended for harm, Allah intended for your growth, your empowerment, and your ultimate victory. Because He never abandons His chosen, He never allows their faith to collapse, and He never lets the plans of the unfaithful overcome the purpose He has set for the believers. And today, as you look back on the storms that raged against you, you can see clearly that each struggle was a divine gift, a hidden blessing, a masterful preparation, proving that the ones who try to break you can never stop Allah from building you, elevating you, and positioning you for a triumph that no worldly force could ever touch. Chosen one, understand this truth with the depth of your heart. Every attempt to stop you, every plot devised in the shadows, every scheme born from envy, hatred, or fear was already powerless the moment it left their hands, because your victory was inscribed in the eternal decree of Allah long before they even began planning against you. While they strategized and whispered, thinking they could manipulate circumstances or sway outcomes, Allah, the all-knowing, the all-powerful, had already mapped out your path, securing your triumph in ways no one else could see or comprehend. And the Quran reminds us, and Allah is the best of planners. Surah Al-Imran 354. A reminder that no matter how intricate the human scheming may appear, it is always subordinate to the divine plan. Every closed door, every betrayal, every moment when you felt cornered, suffocated, or threatened was in reality a step toward the destiny that Allah had written for you before the foundations of time. For the chosen are never left to wander aimlessly, and no human hand can alter the blueprint of a soul protected by divine wisdom. Even when fear tried to creep into your heart and doubt whispered that your efforts were in vain, the truth remained. The people who sought your downfall were merely instruments in Allah's grand design, unknowingly preparing the stage for your ascension. And while they focused on stopping you, Allah focused on elevating you, perfecting your character, strengthening your resolve, and aligning circumstances so that when the time came, your victory would not only be complete but undeniable, visible to all and undeniable to yourself. The enemy's plans were never your obstacle. They were the means through which Allah revealed His power, His justice, and His unwavering protection, proving to you, to them, and to the world that the one whom Allah has chosen cannot be derailed, cannot be defeated, and cannot be denied. Because when Allah writes success for His chosen servant, no whisper, no betrayal, no plot, no obstacle, and no hand of envy can ever touch it. And today, as you reflect upon your journey, you see clearly that every effort meant to stop you only confirmed what Allah had always known. Your victory was inevitable, predestined, and secured long before the first step of opposition was ever taken. And the realization of this truth brings peace, courage, and an unshakable confidence that no matter how fierce the battle, the chosen one has already won. Chosen one, understand the power that lies in mercy, for what they expected from you was anger, retaliation, and vengeance. Yet what they received was a heart guided by divine wisdom and illuminated by the mercy of Allah. While their intentions were to provoke, humiliate, and shatter your spirit, Allah had already placed within you a strength far beyond human comprehension. The ability to respond not with rage but with patience, not with hostility but with compassion. For the Quran teaches us, repel evil with that which is better. Then indeed he between whom and you was enmity will become as though he was a devoted friend. Surah Fussilat 41-34. And in your life, This principle became a living truth. As each time they tried to manipulate, accuse, or attack, your calm response disarmed them, exposed their own hearts, and transformed their hatred into silence or confusion. Because mercy, when wielded by the chosen, is not weakness but divine strength, a reflection of a soul aligned with Allah, a heart that knows the value of restraint, and a spirit that refuses to descend into the darkness of revenge. They expected you to mirror their toxicity, yet your refusal to do so shattered their expectations and demonstrated that the chosen ones operate on a higher plane, guided not by human impulse, but by divine guidance. And every act of forgiveness you extended, every moment you chose patience over retaliation, became a mirror that reflected their own corruption, ignorance, and limitation, while simultaneously elevating your soul, purifying your heart, and strengthening your connection with Allah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, reminded us that the most beloved of people to Allah is the one who forgives when capable of vengeance. And this teaching was made manifest in your life, as your mercy not only protected you from the spiritual harm of retaliation, but also turned enemies into lessons, betrayal into wisdom, and attack into preparation for the divine victories awaiting you. And the world may never fully comprehend the magnitude of this power, for it is not measured in immediate results or human recognition, but in the unseen elevation of the soul, the divine favor poured upon the chosen, and the spiritual victories that manifest in ways only Allah can measure. And so, every time they expected fury, you responded with calm. Every time they hoped for your defeat, you demonstrated grace. Every time they counted on your breakdown, you revealed the unstoppable resilience of a heart fortified by divine mercy, showing that the chosen are not defined by the hostility of others, but by the purity of their intentions, the strength of their faith, and the mercy they extend even when none is expected. And in this, your life became a testament, a living sign that the most potent weapon a chosen one possesses is not anger, not revenge, not retaliation, but mercy, patience, and unwavering faith in Allah's justice, which confounds every expectation, overwhelms every plot, and secures the victory that no human scheme can touch. Chosen one, understand the immense power and divine significance of your survival. For every challenge you endured, every attack they directed at you, every whisper of betrayal and envy was never wasted, and Allah, in His infinite wisdom, has transformed your endurance into a living testament, a sign that speaks louder than words, louder than explanations, and louder than any accusation or plot. While they intended to break you, to destroy your spirit, and to erase your presence from their world, Allah was weaving a story of triumph that only He could script, a story in which your survival would serve as proof for others that divine protection is real, that faith coupled with patience is unstoppable, and that the chosen cannot be undone by the envy, hatred, or malice of those around them. And the Quran reminds us, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:11. A truth that your life exemplifies, for you endured not through human strength, but through a heart surrendered to Allah, through a soul anchored in divine trust, and through a patience that refused to break under the weight of their plots. And your survival has not only preserved you, but has also become a guiding light for others, showing them that when Allah protects, no force on earth can overpower, no scheme can succeed, and no human attempt can prevent the destined outcome. And every observer who witnessed your trials and saw you rise unshaken was given a glimpse of Allah's mercy, power, and perfect planning, learning from your journey that true victory is not always loud, immediate, or visible to the world, but it is certain, assured, and undeniable for those under divine protection. While they may have celebrated their schemes, plotted in secret, and waited for your downfall, Your continued presence, resilience, and unwavering faith became a silent, undeniable rebuke to their arrogance, a living proof that those whom Allah has chosen cannot be destroyed, cannot be shaken, and cannot be denied their destiny. And as others watched your trials, your patience in the face of hostility, your grace when wronged, and your triumph after hardship, they were reminded that survival itself is a sign of divine favor, a demonstration that when Allah decrees protection and success, no power, no human design, no army of whispers or accusations can alter what He has willed. And your life became a lesson, not just for those who sought to harm you, but for believers who were inspired, uplifted, and awakened to the reality that Allah's chosen ones carry within them a light, a strength, and a destiny that cannot be diminished by the darkness around them. Your survival was never ordinary. It was extraordinary, divinely orchestrated, and meant to serve as a testament for the world, a living reminder that trials are not punishments, plots are not victories for the enemy, and survival is more than merely existing. It is a sign, a message, and a prophecy fulfilled, proving that when the chosen endure, when they rise despite the schemes, and when they remain faithful in the storms, their survival alone becomes a declaration, a lesson, and a sign for all who witness it, that Allah's power is absolute, His protection is real, and His chosen servants cannot be destroyed. And in this truth lies not just the confirmation of your victory, but also the awakening of hope, faith, and inspiration for everyone who sees your journey, reminding them that endurance under divine protection transforms the ordinary into extraordinary, the trials into triumphs, and the survival of the chosen into a living sign that echoes across hearts, communities, and generations. Chosen one, now you see the truth clearly. Every trial you faced, every plot against you, every whisper meant to destroy, was never a measure of your weakness, but a testament to Allah's plan, a step toward your elevation, and a confirmation that you are divinely protected. They tried to break you, but Allah built you stronger. They tried to stop you, but your victory was already written, and every challenge you endured became a sign, not just for you, but for the world, to witness the power of faith, patience, and divine alignment. Your silence was strength, your mercy was power, your survival became a beacon, and your ultimate triumph has become a lesson for believers and a warning for those who oppose the chosen. So carry this truth in your heart, walk boldly in the path Allah has ordained, and remember that nothing in this world, no human scheme, and no darkness can overshadow the light He has placed within you. Because when Allah chooses, when He protects, and when He writes your destiny, victory is not optional, it is inevitable. And today your life stands as living proof that the chosen cannot be defeated, the faithful cannot be shaken, and Allah's plan is perfect beyond all comprehension.